Relating to the content of the course, one of the things that makes it so fun to teach and to learn about is that we have studied World War I and the causes and the effects of it. But what about the effects on the Mideast? And the effects are so great and so impactful. It relates to oil and U.S. and Western interests in the region. You know, we've studied World War II and we've looked at the Holocaust. But what about the effects of the Holocaust, the survivors? En masse, they migrate to Israel and form a new state. But in the process, it displaces Palestinians. We'll study modern Iran, in which we look at an example of the United States and Britain overthrowing a democratically elected leader, all due to the product of oil. And this is really where the roots of the conflict between America and Iran come from. My name is Mr. Darda. I teach AP IB History 11 as well as IB History 12. They're highly specialized classes. All right, and regarding IB 12, it is something that a lot of students haven't experienced. It's not a survey course where you go from the very beginning of time to the end of the time, which what you guys experienced in AP IB Euro, which is essential, and it's essential to have that grasp and that understanding, but this is a seminar course. So we look at just a couple topics and we dive into major depth in those topics.
Interested in the IB History 12 course. First off, when the topics that were going to be studied in it, I was interested right off the bat with the Arab-Israeli conflict as well as other studies of Arab leaders, and I just think it was something we have not been able to learn, and also so relevant in the studies of what's going on today in politics.
What does it feel like to be in IB History 12? Many students I talk to that come back and visit from college mention some of these things, and this doesn't mean it's a majority opinion, but a lot of the common trends are that they felt like they were part of a culture.
Sometimes you feel really, really smart and like you get to know things that your peers don't always get to know. I know we've had revelations in class and we're just like, wait, other people don't know about this, but it's also really exciting. You get to actually feel things for the stuff you're learning about instead of just talking about it and moving on.
I mean, it's like, don't get me wrong, it's still a regular class. I still have to come every day, learn, take notes. But me as well as I've heard from various other students is we're more passionate about this. We see its effect on the real world. We see what it's doing today and really how emotional it is for the people there.
It's definitely a challenge that helps you evolve into a different version of yourself.
Yeah, so you guys are really lucky because you have a lot of options, and they're all good options. One of which, do I take a advanced history class or not? Do I stay at Champlain Park and take the advanced history class, or do I go to a college and utilize the PSEO option? I can't decide those. That's your call, and there's many situations and reasons for doing both. But what I can tell you is that that IB history, having come from AP IB Euro, it's the next part. It's part two. It's part two. And do you really know how much you get out of something if you don't take part two?
Well, in the middle of junior year, we were introduced to all the different options we could sign up for as a senior, and I was pretty overwhelmed. I mean, there was a lot of opportunities here at CPHS. There's CIS, AP, IB, and honor courses or just regular courses, and they're just like a multitude of things I could have signed up for. And I remember Mr. Darda specifically coming to me, and he was like, I want you in my class. And originally I did sign up for PSEO at the U of M, but then I wasn't accepted, and then I told him that it was probably like the greatest decision of me staying here instead of going to PSEO anywhere else, because I'm so grateful for this course.
And so, many times you're excited about a class because of who's in the class, which student's sitting to the left or right of you, what teacher is teaching you. But rarely are you excited about what you are learning. And maybe you are, but that's just something I've experienced in a lot of kids. I would say majority of kids are excited about what they're learning in this class because they see its relevancy.
This course, specifically IB History, it teaches you about the current events that are going on around the world right now, as based on the history of what happened before us. So it really taught me to look at the world outside of myself, and I think that really benefits everyone.
Well, we as IB students have been taught to analyze situations from various viewpoints, and this is important when taking this course. The IB History 12 course allows us to study various sources from not a single side. We have to analyze each situation from all the playing parts, and that is very important, and that will help us not only in our future studies at college, but as well as anything in the real world.
Those who continue on into IB History 12 will have no regrets. And that's not my opinion. That's from students that have graduated that come back and talk to me.
I'm Nathan Krimble. I go to the University of Minnesota Twin Cities, and the reason I think you should continue into IB 12 is because you gain a lot of relevant knowledge of today's world, and not only that you gain that knowledge, but you go deep into the course material.
I would say to anyone who's interested in this course to just go ahead and take it. It is a challenge. You will have moments where you're gonna doubt yourself and be like, oh my gosh, I don't know any of this. But that's because the information is new. It's never been taught in any of your other previous history classes, and you're gonna really love it.